Welcome back to another episode of the AM-bition podcast. It's me, AJ here, one of your hosts. Sadly, my friend and co-host Ace is not here, but he's kind of busy right now, so I decided just to record a little solo episode. Thought, why not? Give him a little break. He's always busy being, trapped in my basement. But I might as well. He's always in there, except for when we record, so I was like, you know what, maybe just give him some extra time just to, be strapped to a chair. But anyway, welcome back. We got some, sorry, I wanted to include a vocal warm-up for no reason. First things first, I wanted to tell you guys about our Discord. We've already released a video about it. Phil, our intern, did break into our office, and he thought if he recorded a commercial for our Discord that we'd pay him, but he's an intern. So if that answers your question, Phil, if you're out there, we're sorry. But yeah, we have a Discord now, so check that out. It's on our channel banner, and along with that is another site that we made recently, our Ko-Fi page, which is a site that you can donate to support the podcast. We'd really appreciate it. YouTube's really hard to build and create on nowadays, and it's hard to gather, a good following. So if you guys check that out, even just for a little bit, we'd really, really appreciate it. But yeah, Ko-Fi is the name of the page. It works like Patreon, PayPal, stuff like that. But it's on our channel banner, so go ahead, check that out. We'd really appreciate it. Yeah, the main order of business. Today, I wanted to review two movies specifically that I watched recently. Both movies, I think, made by Studio Ghibli, I'm not sure. I feel really bad. I probably should have done more research, because I want to credit the right people, because these are both extraordinary movies. And I mean that with every fiber of my being here. First one I'd like to review is Grave of the Fireflies. For those who don't know, Grave of the Fireflies is a movie about towards the end of World War II Japan. It's the point of view of citizens, and it's specifically following the journey of older brother and a younger sister trying to survive all these bomb raids of Japan. And it's a great movie, and it displays the perspective of, citizens during wartime. And it's beautifully animated, just like with most stuff Studio Ghibli does, or Ghibli, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And it's amazing. The writing is amazing, the voice acting is on par with anything, really. It's amazing. I'm being very repetitive, but it's really hard to put into words how much I love this movie. It's a very, very heart-wrenching, sad, emotional, it pulls on your heartstrings. It's an amazing movie. And it really puts into your mind how difficult it was to live in towns in Japan that are constantly being attacked, bombed, burned, people losing their livelihoods, their houses, having to live off rations, all that horrible stuff. And it's just, it really, when you watch it, at first you think it's going to be, a serious, but, maybe a lighthearted story, but it really goes really deep with the portrayal of citizens in Japan, and people resorting to all the casualties it caused, and there'd be so much death that they couldn't have proper burials for some of the people attacked by the bomb raids, that they'd have to burn the bodies. And it's dark, it's very serious. I don't recommend it for you younglings out there, Jedi younglings out there. It's not really a family movie, I guess, because it does cover some really dark stuff. But if you think you can handle it, it's definitely, I definitely recommend it. 5 stars out of a bazillion stars out of bazillion stars. But yeah, and if you're into historical stuff, it's a very historically accurate. And yeah, I really like that movie. It's actually it's on YouTube. Don't tell anybody though. Yeah, but it's on YouTube. If you know where to look, it is on YouTube right now. That's where I watched it. But yeah, definitely check that out for yourself and grab a box of tissues because you will cry. I don't care if you don't like. I don't cry when I watch sad movies. You will cry. I thought the same thing. Most of the time when I watch a movie that's sad, I don't cry. I think there's only been like a couple movies that I've actually cried watching, and I was like going into this one like, nah, I'm not gonna cry. It'll be sad, but I'm not gonna cry. And I cried. I cried my eyes out. Like you're going to. So go ahead and grab a box of tissues for crying, obviously. Yeah. So check that one out. Next movie I'd really like to review. Well, I'm going to review. Why did I say that, idiot? Okay. Is Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is a psychological horror movie, animated. It's an anime movie. I'm not sure which studio made it, but I think it was written or animated by Junji Ito. I'm not sure. I should have done more research because I want to credit the right people because both of these movies are amazing. But yeah, Perfect Blue is a psychological horror thriller movie. Not sure what it's described as on Google, but it's rated R for good reason. It'll mess with you mentally. When you watch the movie, you'll lose touch on what is real and what you think you're supposed to think is real, and etc. It's about a Japanese pop idol that wants to become an actress. Which sounds like a light-hearted premise, but there are it gets dark really fast, and I don't want to discuss it too much because I think that will ruin the the surprise of like the darker elements of that movie. So definitely go check that one out. It is rated R for a reason. There are some intense scenes that involve nudity, and it also there is a lot of gore in this movie, a lot, which from its premise you wouldn't expect. A pop idol music actress. I'm just repeating the description, but yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because I want you to go into the movie kind of almost blind and just experience it for yourself. But if you like movies that mess with your mental state or mess with your mind, this is one for you. Did I already say? Yeah, did I already say? I think Perfect Blue was actually animated in 1997. Great animation. Great voice work too. Yeah, you always gotta credit the voice actors because but I guess in my career of watching cartoons, when I was little, I really didn't really think about there are voice actors to this. Like there are people that get paid to play these people that do their voices. But give voice actors credit because they do put passion into their work. So, but yeah, Perfect Blue was animated in 1997. It was made in 1997, and Grave of the Fireflies was released in 1988. And both still stand strong as in quality and story and characters. They're both. I'm gonna hate myself for this later when I listen back while I'm editing this, but they're both amazing. I guess that's the best word I could think of to describe it, which is kind of sad because they are really good, and I'd like to. I don't know. I'm not being paid to advertise for these movies, but I wouldn't even need to be paid. I'm doing it right now. I'd do it. I'd have a whole discussion group on how great these two movies are. But both are on YouTube if you know where to look. So one of them, Grave of the Fireflies on YouTube, has I don't even know why I'm whispering anymore. That bit is pretty stupid. They're on YouTube. Woo. Grave of the Fireflies has English subtitles already. Perfect Blue does not. It has Spanish subtitles for some reason, but whatever. But if you turn on the closed captioning, you'll be able. There's English subtitles, and they're accurate, so it'll be good. It'll be good. You'll be able to comprehend it. But yeah, both great movies, and they take you on an emotional roller coaster. One in a horrifying, mentally debilitating way, and one on an emotional downturn. Man, watching those movies really got me inspired to start practicing in that drawing style. In most cases, I don't usually draw that in like an anime style, but I'd like to learn and practice and kind of craft my skills in that manner. I'd like to be able to draw characters in that style, or just draw those characters in general, because I love the art and the art for the movies so much, and the movies themselves, that it'd be cool just to have sketches of those characters. So I think that's what I'll practice when next time I draw. Fun fact, I'm actually working on a drawing of Carnage, the Marvel character, for those who don't know. Just in my personal sketchbook. I actually got, for all you art lovers out there, I got some really cool Sharpie pens that are really great for outlining. I definitely recommend them. What are they called? Okay, this is dumb, but they're called Sharpie pen. So, there you go. Wow, they're very creative. But yeah, right now I'm kind of practicing. I tried to work on digital art for a while. It didn't really work out. I guess I just have to have tangible items to draw with, real paper, for it to make sense in my mind. I don't know. I guess I'm just that way. But I've been practicing sketching some characters. I've been practicing like the human form to as a basis of like starting to draw figures and characters more. I've been working on facial expressions, and I'm hoping that'll help me in the long run as far as art goes. Which, it's an improvement in some form, so I guess so. But yeah, I've been sketching. I've been working on the podcast, the art for it right now. Well, not me. Actually, we recently acquired a channel artist, and I want to give a shout out to her. Let me pull her stuff up. Let's see. Here we go. Alright, I found it. So, our channel artist has been working on art for our new when you look at the podcast, you see a picture of a city and the title and everything. She's working on the scene and the thumbnail, the new thumbnail for our podcast, which we'd like to start season 2 of our podcast with. So, for those on our Discord, that's what I've been hinting towards, as a big change is happening soon. You can follow her on Instagram. Her name is Angelic Koopa, Angelic_Koopa, and she's been working really hard on our characters that will represent me and Ace, and the scene that will be the visual for our podcast, and all the promotional art. She's been hard at work. And it's really, I can't show it yet, obviously, because I'm gonna wait till it's done. All the art is done, but she does amazing art. Definitely check out her Instagram. She has her drawings on there, some digital, some sketches, and they're all very well done. And if you're out there, Kai, keep doing what you're doing. Your art is extraordinary. So yeah, and I'm really excited for that season 2 of the podcast, which will have her art as the thumbnail and the scene, I guess you'd call it, or the visual. They look both really well made, but obviously I can't show it yet, because then what would be the fun in that? So it's coming soon. Art is coming soon for the podcast. Oh, and I guess I should have started with this. We're going to release our podcast in the form of like seasons. So each season will be something of the podcast will change. I don't know. Me and Ace haven't really discussed on what will change. I guess for the second season it'll be the promotional art. But yeah. Wow, it's a podcast where we talk about our podcast. That's so creative. Anyway. Man. Let's see, what have we covered? I've talked about 2 awesome animated movies and our awesome channel artist. So, a lot of awesome stuff. Wow, yeah. I wanted to record a solo episode today, just kind of test out, see if I'm able to keep a coherent conversation with no one talking back. What do you guys think? Is this good so far? I don't know what this episode is. I was going to just make it a movie review episode, but I've kind of already reviewed both movies. Man, I've been trying to scour YouTube for movies, anime movies that like English dub anime movies from varying years, so that way, because not all of them are on Netflix, which really stinks, and I've been trying to scour YouTube for them, which I don't know. I found a couple. I've been watching some lately. Some, not all of them have stood up to Grave of the Fireflies or Perfect Blue, as in like, whoa, these are amazing movies, they're extraordinary. I don't want to like say any of the titles because I don't want to like deter people from watching it, because they're good movies. It's just I didn't really necessarily enjoy them, but I don't know. I've been trying to watch some of the classics. I sadly have not seen My Neighbor Totoro yet, which is a movie Ace recommended to me, I think in the first episode of the podcast, and I'm really angry because I really want to see it, but I don't know if it's on YouTube or Netflix or whatever. I haven't seen it yet. I've been trying to find it. You know what? No. I checked Netflix. It's not on Netflix. So hopefully they'll head it on Netflix, or one way or the other I'll find it. But apparently it's a classic. Amazing reviews for it online. I see plushies of the characters everywhere. So I mean, I've got to check it out at this point. So Ace, if you're listening to this, I'm going to watch it eventually, and I really want to. I've noticed whenever you recommend, I've seen memes of this. Whenever you recommend a movie to someone, they're like, "Oh yeah," and then they'll never watch it because they didn't come up with the idea of watching it. Almost, I don't know if that makes sense. But it's whenever someone sees like a trailer for a movie, or they'll see like someone else watching a movie. They'll watch it on their own because they might think it's interesting. But if the person straight out recommends it to them, or recommends a show to them, they're like, I don't want to, because they don't think they'll like it simply because they didn't discover it. And I feel I'm guilty of that sometimes. Sometimes sometimes people, friends of mine, have like, hey, you should watch this show, or you should watch this anime, or you should watch this movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I don't watch it because like I didn't discover it, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. But I'm trying to get better on that. When people recommend me shows or movies, I try to watch them to the best of my ability. Because I like recommending shows all the time, because like for example, I recommended these 2 movies and I want you guys to actually see it. But I'm not going to assign homework. After you watch the movie, write a 1-page essay detailing your thoughts on the movie and submit it to Discord. No, but yeah. I don't know, like, whenever, like, people at school recommend a song or an artist, and it goes with music as well, I'll be like, sure, and then I might not even check it out, but I've gotten better with that, so, there's hope for me. Yeah. So recently, I've been trying to think of new ideas for possible future series on the channel. Like we have our new music series that premiered August 16th. You guys, first episode was We Try AM-Tunes. The series is called AM-Tunes. The first episode is called We Try Lo-Fi, you know what I mean? But yeah, and that's just me and Ace messing around with music softwares, trying to learn how to use them. So, and whatever we make, we upload. So that's one series, and we got our podcast and our guest series. So yeah, those are current series we have. But if you guys have any recommendations, there we go. Any suggestions for what should we do, what we should do, what should we? Man, I hate. I'm not good at speaking. If you guys have any suggestions for what we should do in the future as far as series go, leave it in the comments, and we will actually check the comments. Most people on YouTube don't. We actually check every comment. So if you guys you think, oh, I'll comment, they probably won't see it. We will see your comment. We check our comments. We care about what you guys say. And I know most YouTube people say stuff like that, like, oh, without you guys, I couldn't do this, but we really mean it. We really do mean it. And as long as there's at least one person out there listening, it means the world to us. So hearing feedback from you guys means a lot, and it actually does authentically mean a lot to us. Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas, leave it in the comments. And in Discord, we are involved, obviously, in our Discord. And yeah, because we're trying with this podcast, we also want to kind of create a connected community, authentic, almost family feeling community. We don't want this to be the impersonal community of, like, for example, Dahi Dinogla. He has a Discord that he is rarely involved in. Obviously, he's very, very up there in the YouTube scale, so it's kind of hard to check comments, but, most people in that stage of YouTube don't really try to connect to their fans, and I don't want to sound like I'm calling him out. I watch his videos sometimes, but there's a lot of YouTube people that just seem impersonal now. And we here at the AM-bition podcast, we want you guys to feel like you're part of something. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. I hope you guys didn't hear me sloshing around, spit in my mouth. That's how I sound disgusting. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. This has been the AM-bition podcast solo episode. But yeah, check our Discord, check our Ko-Fi, check out the movies I spent a long time talking about, but they're good movies, so they deserve that runtime. But yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.